upload. I'm trying to do higher settings because last time I've noticed that you couldn't actually see what I was typing. I'm not sure if anybody's actually watching what I'm doing, but I don't know. It's nice to have some higher quality stuff. Hopefully my internet will be able to handle it. We'll see. Still waiting for the video preview to go live, and it looks like we're doing well. Okay. Yeah, just curious. Well, we'll see. So yeah, this is the first time I'm streaming since I guess I went off on Thanksgiving break. And I was stressing out about a December 1st conference deadline that I was trying to finish a paper for. But yesterday I found out that the deadline got moved back by a week. So I'm much happier now. I am able to sleep. I slept for most of the day today. Went to bed at like 11 p.m. Got up at 2 p.m. So over like 14 hours of sleep. 15. Can I do that? 15. Oh, so I was right. Oh. Anyways, life is good. I'm probably going to go back into work after this. So I'm just gonna accept that my sleep schedule is totally messed up. It's pretty much in Shenzhen time, so you know, it's good that we're playing this game. But anyways, we'll start off the stream as usual. Play some solitaire. So yeah, the conference that I'm working towards is the first annual Soft Robotics Conference, which is directly in my subfield. So there's a lot of pressure for me to submit because, like, again, this is the first ever conference, and especially for like a new researcher like me, it would be really good, awesome if I could qualify for it. So that's why there's so much rush. The only reason why I really am able to sort of even get something to submit in the first place is because I'm kind of building off of previous research that I've done. Hey Travis, what's up? Yeah, so I'm kind of building off of previous research that I'm doing, which makes it so that I can actually write a paper in a month. Because if you think about it, geez, writing a paper in a month is crazy hard. I was... The thing that I think is crazy is that, like, I was definitely able to, like, keep up the pace. But then as soon as I heard that the announcement of, like, you know, you don't have to submit it yet, you can delay a little bit, I just, like, all of the adrenaline that was fueling me was just gone. I just kind of, like, a big sigh of relief. So yeah. Oh, this solitaire one seems to be pretty straightforward today. That's a good sign. Don't need more complications in my life. Let's see. Doop-a-doo. But yeah, so I'm making a new soft robotic hand, and that's all I'm gonna say on it so far. But I'm pretty happy with it. Right now, I'm sort of assembling everything and making sure everything works. So yeah, that's what's up with me. My Thanksgiving break was really good. Went to Japan with my folks. They're also going to a conference in Japan, so they sort of wanted me to come along. And sort of funny because the motivation was like, oh, you know, you're a grad student, your schedule's a lot more flexible than undergrad, so like you can come and do this. And then little did I know that this deadline, this conference deadline is going to get announced, and then I was sort of dying. But I was intending to get some, like, write the paper up on the trip, and didn't happen. But, you know, so it goes. Like, I'm not gonna lie, part of me thought that they were going to extend the deadline, just because, like, so they announced the conference was going to happen in late October, and then they set the deadline to December 1st, and I was just thinking, like, if I'm having so much trouble submitting something, like, everybody else is going to have too. But granted, they only extended the deadline by a week, which is not that much, so I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you know, plan for the best, plan for the worst. Wait, no, what was it? Expect the work. It's something like plan for the worst, expect the best, or something like that. But I hope for the best, plan for the worst. That's what it was, you know. But yeah, so like I probably am submitting a stronger paper because of that. So that's good. Oh man. Yeah, I don't really know what to say. That's actually just been devouring most of my life. I think it's also interesting is that Twitch has showed me like a whole bunch of achievements that I can get, like in order to go on the path towards affiliate partnership, which I think is hilarious because it's like the whole gamification thing, except it's continuing on for even like, you know, this monetization aspect. There's something kind of weird about that. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but I feel there's something kind of strange about, you know, the need for gamification even on something as dry as you know, make more money from your gaming followers. But the more the more I try to explain Twitch to people, the more confused looks I get. Like, I don't know, it's such a bizarre thing, I guess, or rather talking to people has made me realize that it's not something obvious that you can play video games and then people find it interesting. I mean, it also doesn't help that I'm playing like one of the more obscure or like non-mainstream games like Shenzhen IO. So, because like the entire plot of this of being like you're an American engineer except you don't have any jobs, so you go over to China. It's that's my fault, I guess. But anyways, talking about being an American engineer and going after this, let's actually do this. So we have Pocket I Ching, basically setting up the values for this. So let's see. Oh jeez, man, I'm actually curious how well is this showing up on the video preview with the oh no, it's just freezing. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, it said it was unstable, but like this is sort of unfortunate. Ugh. What if I do that? Yeah, I think I might just sacrifice. Maybe I'll just sacrifice. Am I back up yet? Waiting. Come on. Okay. Yep, it looks like I am back up now. Ah, good and blurry. Not how much I can do. At least things look like they're updating now, so see the video stream. Oh well, rip. Man, Comcast sucks. That's all I gotta say. But I really can't, like... should be back up. Sorry about that. Okay. Yeah, I mean, but then, like, what's the point of me playing this game? You can't see what I'm writing, right? But I guess, like, that's also part of the point of why I'm playing this at my, like, desktop rather than downstairs with the whole couch setup, because, like, I couldn't read this font. Actually, that makes me wonder, like, what if I lowered the resolution on here? Ooh, boy. Oh boy. Well, this is a lot. Okay, that didn't work. Alright, back to this. But yeah, I just think it's like extremely unfortunate that like I can't do like you guys can't see what I'm writing. But I mean, I don't know if people are actually watching this for like a let's play of Shenzhen IO. I mean, I guess that's sort of like selfish in my own regard, right? Like I'm playing this for my own amusement. I mean, I guess I don't really know why people watch games in general, I guess. Like it's more for skill, I guess. And a lot of people are listening to this sort of on a different tab. They're not like actively watching to see what I'm doing. So maybe that's okay. That the video quality is shite. Anyways, what was I even doing in this? Let's open up the frickin' data sheet and see what I'm doing. Oh, right. It was, I Ching. Okay, oh, so you press the button and then it gives you an oracle value. 6 values over 6 time steps. Okay. So let's see. Well, like, if there was actual thought put into this stream, I would be able to get the goddamn video settings figured out, right? I mean, like, it only was, like, last stream was the first time I finally figured out how to do audio settings without there being a freaking echo. So, I don't know. Not much. If more thinking was put in this stream, it would be a lot better. What was I even doing? Okay, so I'm testing when P1's greater than 0. Let's just jump to the end. Oh god, what am I doing? Get the value, move what that value is to x3. Okay, and then, okay, so it's testing if so on. Okay, so sleep until x0. Move that to the accumulator. Test if... What? If 3? And if so... What am I trying to do? I'm trying to say, like, in groups of 3, like, move it... Okay. And if it's not, test if it's equal to 6? Okay. So this is at the end, so I want to move, like, the accumulator to x3. Wait, no, okay. I think that's probably why I added this extra thing here, so that I could have something else. I mean, college admissions is basically like a hell of a crapshoot, Unsullied Jewels. Like, I don't really, like, more unhelpful advice on this stream, but it's basically like, you have like several parameters, right? You have grades, you have your extracurriculars, and then you have your essays, right? And like, it's an overall package that they're looking at, so they look at all 3 things and they're like, oh, is this good? But like, you know, like, what is any person looking at one specific time? I really have no idea. I don't really know what ultimately got me into MIT. I mean, all you can do is just, like, for extracurriculars, don't try to do everything. Instead, just, like, pick something that you feel really passionate about and that you feel... something that you can end up writing about in an essay really well, right? And then similarly, like, get as many people as possible to look at your essays to give you a sense of what you should do, or, like, how you can improve your writing. And grades is just kind of like, you know, get good grades. But, you know, how do you get into MIT? I don't know, right? I've apparently gotten in there twice, and I still don't really know what I did. So, this is not the advice that you were really looking for. I'm sorry, but... I think, for me, like, looking back on the whole thing, I think it's crazy that we expect, like, 18-year-olds to have, like, enough sense of life direction so that they can write about it coherently. And that so much pressure is being placed on it is also really unfortunate. I know earlier in the stream we talked about, how it's different in other countries, like, you know, I know in, like, Iran or Mexico, you're even supposed to already say what your job direction is before you even apply to colleges, and I don't really know. I'm sorry. Man, I don't know. People keep asking me like I'm supposed to be this like really smart person who knows exactly what's going on, but in truth of it, I'm just kind of muddling along and being very lucky in terms of both like circumstances and also opportunities I've been given. Right? Like, you know, it's check your privilege, but like. I'm really lucky, right? Like I'm the daughter of a couple of professors, and yes, I'm a woman in science, and also like a minority, but it turns out that like I don't know, I have a lot of other advantages, right? So I don't know. This is definitely not the answer to the question you were looking for, but that's how I feel, right? Like, crud. Yeah. Yeah. Right, like, I've had a lot of disadvantages, right? Like, definitely being a woman in science, I think, is an inherent disadvantage. I'm also short. Like, this is... I'm, like, not even 5 foot tall. And, like, you know, people there's like the whole correlation between like height and like success and stuff like that. And I was like, what can you do, right? But I mean, especially for like college admissions, they're much more interested in like the holistic overall package, right? Which has its own problems. I don't really know, right? Like, you know, there's all those articles out there about like, oh, the holistic admission system started because the Ivy Leagues didn't want Jews to come into their schools, right? And so like by claiming a holistic package, you can say, oh, it's easier to hide discrimination, but then on the other hand, you can say like, look, like if it was totally based on test scores, then we totally missed out all of these contestants who are not contestants, all of these applicants who have like extenuating circumstances, but yet like have done really well in spite of it, right? So maybe that's advice about how to get into MIT, is just to like constantly challenge yourself and write about it convincingly. Don't downplay the essays, I guess. Man. God. Jeez. Whatever. I'm gonna solve technical problems instead of beating myself up over being unable to give advice over the internet to complete strangers. Rip. Sorry, Unsullied Jules. Alright, okay. What was I even doing here? Okay, so if I test it as equal to 3, if it's... So I want... Basically, I want to, like, concatenate the values that I get. Crud. I don't know. It's like... Alright, I'm not... I guess I'm just gonna... How to concat. Is sort of the main problem here. Yeah, I'm gonna... Let's see what else we've unlocked. Not really feeling this one. Alright, precision food scale. Oh. Okay, so it's measuring things and including a terror function. Weight is a simple input connected to an electromechanical scale. Button's a button. Displays an output. Okay, well let's see first off. What if I just say like move 99 to x1, like slip 1. Like let's see what. Does it just, is there... Oh, okay, so it's pretty easy that way. Okay. Alright. Okay. Displays in X plus display. Scale's initially off, but it's turned on by pressing the button. Okay. When the scale is on, the display should be updated with the measured weight. Okay. So, okay, well, we'll put something here so that it's just measuring the weight. And then maybe something here to turn it on. Okay. Let's see. Actually, let's clean up some wiring. Okay, so if the display is showing a value other than 0 when the button is pressed, the scale should 0 itself. Okay, so let's... Okay. If the display is showing a value of 0 when the button is pushed... Okay. Okay. So, okay, if it's off, the display is negative 999. Okay. Okay, so let's test if it's P0 is greater than... if it is... Okay, so let's test if the button's pressed. Okay, first off, if it's not. Slip 1. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so if it is pressed, then we want to... Let's move, like... to x0. Okay. And then I'm gonna compare what I get out of x0 to, I don't know, 2. Okay. So if it, okay, so in this value, it's going to slicks until x0. And that when I get a value on x0, that means I'm ready to go. So I'll move x0 to nil, to null. And then I want to say, okay, I want to move x1 to x0. So I want to compare it to 0, and if it's greater than 0, then I want to... Oh, do I ever have to do negative weights? Shoot, I do. Cool. Crud. Okay, so I'm test 999. If it is equal to 999, then jump to end, and end is this. Okay. Okay, so I'll test it first. If it's equal to negative 999. So if it is, that means it's off. So then we move 100 to x0. Okay. Move. Okay. Wait, do I want to sleep again? I'll say, let's see. Move x0 to ACC. I guess I'll put slick 0 here. Okay, move 100. To compare, ACC to 100, or wait, I'll just move this to a bigger one for now. I'm kind of just thinking, not 100% sure how this logic is going to go, so I'll just keep going. Okay. So if it is, then we move 100 to this, and if it is 100, then we just test if it's equal. So if it's equal, then move p0 to x3. If it's not, okay, so if it's not 0, then I'm going to test if x0 is equal to 0. If it is, I'll move 0 to x0, which is telling it should be 0. Okay, so test if 0, and then, okay, jump end, jump to start. Okay. Or maybe I'll just jump to end. I'm not sure what the difference. Or maybe. Well, let's see. Let's see if this works. Jump to start. Test if accumulator is equal to 0. If it is, if it's not. Okay. If accumulator is equal to 0, that means we should move 0 to x3. Okay. And if it's not, then we move negative 999 to x0 and sleep 1. Okay. Move negative 999 to x3. Okay. Okay. I don't know if it's gonna work. All right. Do. Wait, why is x3 not? So, maybe I should actually look at the manual. Okay, pulling up the manual. Looking at the manual. Herpeter. LCD. Oh boy. What? Screen? Okay. This is not the same display screen as the one. I'm doing. It seems to be this one. So I guess I can't read anything from it. I guess I'll use the accumulator then. Oops, I closed out of the Okay, closed out of my datasheet window. This one. Okay, cool. Back to work. All right, so okay, so instead of having this, because I apparently can't read any values. Okay. To dat. Okay, so. So I guess at the end of all of this. Okay. Jump to start. Okay. Sleep until x0, move x0, move dat into x0. Okay. Move p0 to x3. Move p0 to dat. Okay. Test v equals to 0. Okay, so the issue that I'm seeing is that I can't read from the screen like I thought, so I need to have some value saved. Okay. So maybe I can get rid of this. And then here I can say move dat ACC to dat. Let's try this. Okay. Alright, so move 50 up. Oh, I should... Since it actually could be 100. Well, no. Okay. It couldn't actually be 100 because for the weight, I'm just using that as a value to test on. Okay. So 0. Jump start. Oh, when it starts up, does it turn on to 0? No, it's the according weight. Okay, cool. Okay, still not quite right. Okay, move 50, tell me which is the weight, it's negative 999. Since it's equal to that, turn it on. So I move to that, and I jump to start. Oh. This should be jump to end. Okay. Alright. Cool. Ah, shoot. Not quite working. Oh, it should be updating the weight regardless of when it's on. Oh, crud. Oh, it should be... Ah, crud. Okay. So, I need... Okay, let's get another microcontroller in here. So I'm gonna have one of these just do the weight, and then this one be like a control for when you should start doing something else. So let's do this. Okay. I'm gonna copy this. Copy. Okay. So let me see. Okay. Alright, let's see. So I want this to be on. I want this dat to always be correct of what the current value is being displayed is. So let's go from here. So move -999 to that. So I'm gonna have this loop, which is that check if ACC is equal to 0, and if it is, jump to the end. And the end is just a sleep 1. Wait, end is sleep 1, and then jump to loop. Or maybe I'll just do that. Jump to loop. And if it's not, then wait, no, if the accumulator is equal to 0. Wait, yeah, if the accumulator is equal to 0, and if it's not, then move P0. What is it? Wait, this is not quite right either. Well, whatever, I'll just keep going. Wait, what? Shoot. Okay, so move P0 to dat, and then move dat to... So ACC is the... Alright. So I want to say that ACC is indicator of when to report weight. What kind of books do I like to read? Shoot, I haven't read in a while. I like fantasy. I would say that I like sci-fi, but I don't seem to be as hardcore sci-fi fans as other people. Let's see, what was the last book that I've read? Oh, I liked, I think the last book I was reading was, shoot. Oh, I have some books saved on my tablet / phone, so that like when I'm bored on the station, I can read it. I guess the last books that I remember reading were, let's see, Children of Men, which is the classic book of like, you know, humanity stops having kids, and like so people are dying, but then like one woman finally like has a kid, and it's like this dude's request to like save her and stuff. I also have been reading Understanding Comics, which is a book by Scott McCloud, talking about, you know, the comics as a media art form. I really like American Gods. That's one of my favorite books, which is about, how to talk about it. It's like American Gods is like, if you've ever read Percy Jackson, it's like that, except more adult and better. Also original. Neil Gaiman in general is really good. So that sort of like stories about stories is something I like a lot. I read Fables is one of my favorite comic series. I recently finished that. And I've been going through Saga, which is another comic book series. One of my roommates is really into comic books, and she has like all 7 of the current like published albums. So yeah, I've been meaning to watch the American Gods show. I was really excited for it, and then school got in the way. So I'm actually thinking about like streaming. I can't stream the show obviously, but I'm thinking about streaming like reactions to watching it. I watched the first episode and I really liked it. I just haven't watched the rest of them. So yeah, I would be down for that. I love American Gods. It's so good, man. And especially the concept about like stories of stories and like not really knowing. One, I'm a sucker for like reference stuff, so like League of Extraordinary Gentlemen was also really fun because I was like, oh, I recognize those references. That, and also like I feel like Neil Gaiman has a lot of interesting things to say about the nature of belief and like the power of narrative. Like narrative in general is something that I'm not sure is one of my research interests, but is something that keeps coming up. Like in terms of you know, like in my robotics research, right? So one of the things important that my advisor keeps saying is like, oh, you need to think about what your research narrative is, right? About like, what's the overarching story about the research you're doing and the research that you want to do in the future, and how this all sort of ties into this grand narrative, which I think is really interesting, right? Because it's like, there's a bit of like showmanship and like having to talk about the stuff you're doing. It's not just like we're doing work because it's cool. It's like we're doing work because you know, like this is the future of automation, or like because we can construct these cool things, you know. So I don't know. I think the need for people to like have a narrative is an interesting one, and I don't think I have a fully satisfactory answer of like why we as humans have to have a story for things, right? Like take Shenzhen IO for example. It could have just as easily been like, when you're making side projects, you don't have a story. You're like, I'm making this thing because I think it's cool. But when it's turned into video game form, there has to be a story. There has to be like, you are an engineer in China, right? But like, why, right? Like, why can't we just be satisfied having just like these incomplete puzzles? Same thing for like The Witness. Like, if you compare it to The Witness, there's not really a sense of story in there, but we still need a sense of atmosphere. I think if I just gave you like, you know, 200, move the circle throughout the maze, I think you'd feel really unsatisfied. So there has to be this narrative or this atmosphere, but then you have people like, I got into a blog fight with somebody at one point where he's like, you know, games don't need to have narrative, like it should just be a series of rules, and, you know, fighting games are like the purest form of the media. And I don't think that's right either. But for him, like, narrative is just completely a distraction. Quote, like, I will only put a story in my video game because that's what sells. I think that's a very cynical view, and I don't think that's also right either. I mean, this is all referring to like the debates of from the 80s, at least in game studies, which was narratology versus ludology. You know, do games need to have a story, or do we view games as just like a series of rules that you have to follow? The end result of that fight was that like, oh, it's both. Surprise. But yeah. Let's see what other books I've read recently. I really like Kafka on the Shore by Murakami. I've tried going through Wind Up Bird Chronicle, but it's kind of, I don't know, I didn't get into it as much. I prefer regular books, but e-readers are so much lighter. Oh yeah, I also read the, what's it? Kingkiller Chronicles. Yeah, I finished Wiseman's Fear, although that was a while ago. Man. But, I read all of Game of Thrones on my phone, like, doing my commute, 3 years ago? So, I mean, it's just hard to carry around a book. What is the point of this stream? The point of this stream is so that I can go through games that I want to play. I think I have a lot of feels about, whatchamacallit, Shenzhen IO. It really disappoints me that my internet's not good enough for you guys to see what I'm programming about, but I mean, this stream definitely started off as like, one, I have a lot of questions about Twitch as a media form, right? Like, what does streaming mean? I have a lot of friends who are speedrunners, like, what do they do? So, and two is like, I have a huge backlog of games I want to play, and by having like a structured time for me to sit down and play them, I actually go through them. And three is that as a robotics grad student, my full-time job is not supposed to be about humanities work, but I really do love media studies and things like that. Well, I mean, I would say right now, the thing that I found that the stream was actually really useful for is, like, creating this community of people that I just talk to, right? So, you could say that I'm just playing video games the whole time that I stream, right? But, side note, isn't that, like, the point of streaming, right? Like, is just playing video games? I'm on frickin' Twitch, right? I ain't on no Facebook Live, like, vlogging or whatever. But I was really surprised, just, like, what a community kind of formed. And, like, getting to talk to people like you, right? Like, or like a high schooler, or like, you know, a colleague in my robotics field watching me punt my research. So, yeah, in terms of video games, You're seeing most of my video game playing. I do play casual games, and remember that casual mobile games are video games, no matter what the hashtag gamergaters want you to believe. So I do play a lot of casual games. I really like Pixel Dungeon, which is a mobile game. It's a roguelike on your phone. And yeah, I do recommend it. I recently beat Shattered Pixel Dungeon for the first time, and it feels good. I like roguelikes a lot. I also like Triple Town, which is just like a casual game. It's not much to say there. I like threes. Oh, God, I waste too much time on mobile games. Since I was mostly sleeping in today, sort of catching up on sleep, I played some whatchamacallit, Rhythm Heaven, which is a Nintendo DS game, and I really like Japanese rhythm games a lot. I'm really bad at them, but I like them. So yeah, outside of that, like, you guys are mostly seeing all the video games that I interact with. I wish I could play more, but I really don't have the time. Well, I mean, you see, I make time for this stream, right? Like, it's not. I'm gonna switch to solitaire because I'm not really doing anything. I mean, like you see, I like make time for playing video games, right? Like, if I had the choice, I don't know. I feel like video games have always been like this kind of quote-unquote guilty pleasure, right? Of like, oh, I should be working, but I do really like video games. Same thing with like the Flash games. Like, you know, you know, like Congregate and all those things. Like, I would definitely sort of sneakily play these games, knowing full well that I didn't have time to, but I wanted a break. I think you make time for things if you want to. And for me, I think part of it is like being able to talk to people like this. I do make an active effort to try to stream games. And actually kind of felt sad, you know, on the trip, and it was like, man, I don't get to do this regular thing. Do I advertise my streams? Yes, I advertise my streams to my friends. TJ Hance, who commented earlier, actually came. He was visiting me here in Cambridge, and we actually streamed Braid together. You can watch that on my YouTube archive. And you can also see the CMS Power Hours, which is me and my friend Mahidabel, just like kind of going through games and doing sort of more literary criticism about it. Kind of a spin off of the Two Dudes on a Couch genre. Mahidabel really wants to do like other media, like silent film or what was another one? Norwegian Slow TV, but it's a little bit more prep to do those rather than just like, you know, I'll load up a game that's in my collection and we'll talk about it. We are going to have a panel about handling internet fame, though, with a special guest star. And that yeah. So I don't know. Like, what is this stream? I guess I was kind of talking to somebody about this, but it's I think I'm stuck on this one. But like, why is, like, for example, we were talking about net neutrality, and like, why is that so sensitive? Or like, not sensitive, but I think that net neutrality should be upheld because, like, part of it is that, one, I get to do things like this, and this is sort of a demonstration of how internet is sort of the first media that's been extremely democratic in who can participate and who can demonstrate and release content. Like, one thing that you don't really know, because videos, like taking videos, it's so easy. Anybody who has a phone or a camera can do it now, right? But until the 70s or 80s, when the first like mobile portable video camera came out, creating video, creating movie, creating televisions was really something that was only held by large corporations, by large broadcast channels. And it took a really long time for that process to get democratized, to get out of the hands of large media. Similarly, like, even if you do make your own videos and stuff like that, how is distribution going to work? You need a large television broadcasting channel, and even then it's only limited to like a local area. And now that you have the internet, like, not only can anybody participate in it, but sort of information can be spread around everywhere. And I think that if net neutrality is repealed, then I think like a lot of that democratic foundings of like internet culture is going to go away, which I think is pretty unfortunate, right? But even here, right? Like, yeah, but all of y'all are only here because I said something dumb on national television, right? But like, even 20 years ago, you're like, wow, that kid said something really dumb on national television, but you wouldn't think of like trying to look her up or like trying to find anything about her. Like, sure, maybe you could look at the yellow pages or white pages and you'd find something, but you know what I mean? It's a brave new world. That was a tangent. I don't really know what I was trying to get out of that. I don't know. Chariot, do you think like you don't have enough time to play video games, or because you seem kind of surprised at like, I don't know. That reminds me, I got one email that I thought was really funny. Is that I got this email from somebody random that said, "Hey, do you play video games? How much time do you play video games a week?" And I was like, "Oh, I do video game studies, blah blah blah." And then the next day, I got an email from this kid's mom, being like, "Hey, I had an argument with this kid, and we said that, oh, like Lily probably never plays video games at all." And the son was like just so disbelieving that he found my email and like asked me about it. So, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds reasonable. Like you make time for things that you enjoy. I don't know. Like, one thing that I kind of find interesting is that, I think since video games are just something that I find interesting, I find that I keep up with, what's going on a regular basis, right? Like, I don't watch E3, but at least I'll know, like, what the major results are from E3 and stuff like that. So. I guess also I go on, like, Know Your Meme. Like, I check that on a daily basis, which is... I'm trash, I guess. Oh, boy. Yeah, people are creepy, it turns out. It turns out, like, being a girl on the internet is, why do I reference why do I freaking reference this article every single time I'm streaming? God dang it. But, like, people are creepy, and if you're a woman in the national setting, then you get like you get unwanted attention, right? So it's not much you can do about it. I mean, I think I thought about this some more, and I think it's unfortunate that like it's just like, well, like, what's a good proposal, right? Also, that'd be weird if it was in people on real life, right? Like, where is, hold on, where is this? God. I feel like I know way too much about Jeopardy than I, like, really want to. Ah, boy. Where is this? I think that, like, Alan's great, right? I really enjoyed getting to know him. I got to, like, meet with his parents and stuff like that. But, like, you know, when you do things like this, it just sounds sort of creepy, right? Like, it's just tone is really hard to... It's just really hard to, whatchamacallit, like, demonstrate. And I just feel like every time that Alan was talking about him being single on this thread, it was just all felt like really unfortunate. Oh, so there was something funny is that I did see on OkCupid that there was somebody who was saying like, "Oh, I'm a huge Jeopardy fan, and like, you know, really want to go on the show, and like, it's my greatest dream. And I was just looking at that and thinking like, man, if I was a different person, like I would totally get in this person's pants, right? But I wouldn't do that because like, I don't know. I'm overall just kind of confused about the whole Jeopardy experience, I guess. I was never that big of a fan of the show, unlike most of the people that I talk to who have been on the show, where this is like fulfilling a lifelong dream. Part of that makes me actually feel sort of guilty, because it's like, you know, I was really on here just because it was like trivia, and I like trivia, and trivia's fun. And then there's like so many people who are like, man, I like always wanted to be on Jeopardy, and I'm just thinking like, man, I don't think that even if I was looking to like I guess I tell that story because it's like I don't really want to use the kinds of people who would be interested in me just because of Jeopardy is probably not the kinds of people that I want to be dating, right? Like what was the example? I know a friend who's really good at math. He's like, you know, went to the world championships and whatever. But then like he described this one interaction where he was like, yeah, I was talking with this girl and she was like super excited about like getting to meet me and stuff like that. But then I had this weird feeling that she was more interested in my resume than she was in me. You know what I mean? No? Like, especially after being on the show, no. Like, you can... okay, maybe Jeopardy's a bad example because it's like... Jeopardy's also a really weird game where buzzer speed matters a lot more than actual trivia. I don't know if you've done like Quiz Bowl or something like that, but then in that case, it's like you don't even hear the question finished most of the time because it's like one sentence and then it's buzzed in. Jeopardy's format is as it is because like viewers back home would be really annoyed if like the question got interrupted all of the time. So, but is that the really is finding someone attractive just because they're good at something, like, really a good metric to go by, right? Like, I think similarly, I don't think that... I guess another example is that I have a friend who's really good at computer science. He left high school early, he graduated MIT early, he's already got his master's, and he's a first-year PhD student. And, like, when I mean first-year PhD students, like, you know, done with the master's. So he's, like, several years ahead, right? But he's also a jerk, right? Yeah. Like, I don't know. Okay, maybe I'm just not most people. Ah, boy. Alright, like... yeah, but then you go to like what my friend was saying about like this person is more interested in my resume than like me as a person. I mean, I don't know. I guess one thing that I will say is that you know, so like people who are really good at like building things, I like have definitely found that like, oh, I want to get to know this person better and become better friends with them. Maybe it's just like, I guess when I'm thinking about dating someone, it's definitely more about the sort of a long-term goal. You know what? Like you know, it's like who you are as a person. Like I think part of it is because like when I'm dating someone, I'm thinking about very long-term ideas of like, you know, what's it so that, well, I guess if you want to like foot it in that way, like sure, but for me, what I see as the difference between someone who's a good friend and someone who is like I'm romantically interested in is just, can I grow with this person? Is this person going to help me like become a better person or like show me new things that I wouldn't normally get exposed to, you know? And then for that aspect, just because they're good at one thing or another, I don't think that's super relevant, you know? Yeah. I don't know, right? Like again, you know, more in love with my resume than who I am. It is, I don't know, something's resonating with me. So I think something else that was interesting was that I recently met, well, I guess this was last year. I have a whole bunch of buddies from high school that like every year we get together, and one of them was talking about that he was dating this girl, and you know, they didn't really get along that well. Or like he didn't really like her super much, but like, hey, you know, we were having sex, so like, I'll just stick out with this for as long as possible. And that just felt like very weird to me. All the other dudes like seemed to understand that, but I just felt like, you know, if this wasn't working out, like, you know, why bother with it? But but I mean, I'm not saying that like every person who is like good at building things, right, is like someone that I'm like, oh, like I'm going to. I don't know. It's. I think I'm still hung up over like the romantically interested thing is probably what's happening with me at least. Yeah, I can, yeah, I understand that like other people do things differently, but yeah. I guess I'm not really sure what point you're trying to make. Boy. Sure. I'm still not 100%. Okay. Ah, shoot. Oh, shoot. I didn't realize this drone was under here. I don't know, I gave you a whole bunch of wishy-washy answers about... Not really, I don't see how, like, being good at Jeopardy would be something that... Yeah, I guess it was basically like, I don't really see how being good at trivia would be, like, something that would directly impact it. I guess I stand by my original statement that if someone was only, like, it was attracted to me because I was good at doing trivia on national television, I would think it would be kind of weird. Ah, boy. Man. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I see that. I guess, so I guess then the answer would be like, I don't think I would find those people attractive. is my gut feeling. But when I guess when I say that finding someone who is good at building things to be attractive, I think what I mean is that like, oh, I want to get to know more about them. I'm not going to be like, you built like a nuclear reactor in your garage, right? Like, I want to get in your pants. I don't think that's the immediate reaction. I mean, so maybe I'm oversimplifying your argument is probably also a thing that's happening. So I didn't realize that this was like not a thing that people said. Cause like this is definitely something that like my friends say is like, oh, rip and pepperinos, but then it turned out that like nobody else said this. Yeah. Or like at least nobody else said this to an extent where I could find this username on a lot of different channels. So, oh god, pretty bad. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I definitely wouldn't tell somebody, though, that, like, oh, the first reason why I wanted to talk to you was... Well, I mean, I guess, like, that's the same thing as looks, right? Like, you know, people look at someone and they seem attractive, so then that's, like, inspiring further interaction. I don't know. Apparently it's, like, a common thing where people say you shouldn't date your friends. But I always found that really weird because it's like, oh, if you don't date your friends, then like, who are you, like, how are you going to know someone well enough to know if they're cool or not, you know? I definitely think when I've like picked people up at the club, I think that's like the worst interactions that I've had, I guess. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say, but yeah. God. Yeah, I don't know. I've like pretty much just dated people who like I was first friends with, and then like I don't know. And I've gone on a couple dates and it's just like through like OkCupid or something, and I've always just been like, ugh. Man, I don't know. I've gotten some friendships out of OkCupid, so I consider that a success. Yeah. Ah, man. I mean, I think this whole fame thing is also kind of weird, right? That like, I don't know. Some famous speedrunner shows up on my stream, and like I'm freaking out, and then they're like, "Well, you're the one who was on Jeopardy," and I'm like, "But you're clearly the more famous person here." All right, and then like it's the rise of subcultures, and that you know, everybody has their own celebrities that they can go for, rather than just like mainstream. That's not quite the wording I'm trying to say. At least when I came to MIT, one thing that I thought was really cool was that I was meeting all of these people who like I had seen do really well in math competitions or had like played against in like quiz bowl or math competitions, and I thought like, whoa, these are the famous people, you know. I was super excited when I met Extra Tricky, who was the former Pokemon Red World speedrun holder. But again, like, you know, this is not notable to anybody else aside from me. So I did really not understand how mainstream, how big of a thing Jeopardy was before I went on the show. Man. I don't really know. Alright, that's enough solitaire. I think we've, at least for now, the conversation seems to have run dry. So, doop-a-doo. Or you can keep asking me questions about my dating life. Oh, man. See, like, I don't know. My nose keeps running. It's cold. It's cold in Boston. It's probably not that cold in Stanford. It's too cold. No. Okay. Now I'm remembering why I was going out. Okay. Cryptocurrency deposit terminal. Bitcoin to the moon. Because nearly all money, we just have to handle deposits. Okay. I think it's so sad that Dogecoin is gone. Need more silly things in the world. Although, if I remember correctly, Dogecoin like it died dramatically. There was some like tension and stuff like that. So, crud. Alright, card reader is an X bus input. Okay, network. Okay, you insert your card, indicated by an 8-digit packet. By ejecting, okay. Okay, so I guess we can have one of these to distort our number. Ooh, jeez. What happened to my monitor? Okay, there we go. Okay, so let's slap one of these thingamabobs to get the card reader information out. And then okay. Okay. And the total amount of deposit should be transferred over. Oh shoot, are these... Oh, they're simple inputs. Grumble. Okay. Okay, let's see. Okay, so connecting this to here. Okay. Okay. Okay, non-blocking. Okay. So while ACC Wait, okay. Move x1 to ACC. Test if it's equal to 999. And if it is, jump to start. Or jump to end, I guess. Alright, so end is... Let's make this plus. So end is sleep 1. And if not, then we're gonna have a loop. Move ACC to x2. Move x ACC. Test if ACC is -1, and if it is, then, and if it's not, jump to loop. Okay. And if it is, move -1 to x0. Okay. So let's see. Okay, so let's see. So I think this 4, 3, 9, 5. Okay. Oh. Oh, okay. I need to wait. It's gonna fill this up. Okay. Oh, shoot. Wait, when's it gonna do -1? Oh. Okay. So I can't, so I'm just gonna, I should have a counter then, I guess, to make sure that it's... Grumble. Can't have as cute of a design as I wanted to. Okay, so I need to have some sort of like indicator value that says like, okay, we've reached 8. Yeah, see? Oh boy. Yeah, like, I talk about this in my mimetic nanofame presentation, but like, I had you have no idea, like, what 73 million households mean, right? And like, I don't know, like, when I've had previous friends be on Jeopardy, and it's always cool. It's kind of just like, oh man, they're on TV. That's cool for them. I can see them on TV, but it doesn't really like translate into like what that means. I don't know. I guess like fame was never really a thing I was thinking about. Like, I don't know. Now you have all these people who want to be like, oh, YouTube stars and smash that subscribe button and stuff like that. Which, I mean, I guess earlier I was talking about the gamification of revenue streams for Twitch, and you know, how that felt weird to me, but I guess for some people they really want to make it big on Twitch and stuff like that, and like have a living playing video games. Like, that's pretty cool. But yeah. I'm probably just dumb, but I didn't know what I was getting into. I was purely applying to go onto Jeopardy just because, like, I like trivia. Getting paid to do trivia is pretty dope. So, me and my friends went to a bar night last night, a bar trivia night rather, because one of my friends, he's a professor in Denmark, so I don't get to see him that often, and so it was nice. And it turned out that the restaurant we were at had a trivia night. We got last place. Like, we only beat the teams who left early. So, I don't you know, usually when you do trivia, nobody's paying you. So, like, if you do get paid, that's pretty dope. That's all I gotta say. I'm so bad at puzzles tonight. Maybe I shouldn't have slept all day. Ah. Oh, this one's a moving average one. What is that? What do I think about esports? I think they're... My professor wrote a book about esports I've been meaning to read. Let me link this. I mean, from what I can see, I think it's really interesting that it's becoming a thing, right? And it's sort of natural, but I guess like for myself, I don't really follow esports that much. But I think it's cool that it's becoming a thing, I guess. Yeah, I've been meaning to read this book. TL is so nice. Man. Trying to skim this. Yeah, connects professional computer gaming to broader issues, our notions of play, work, and sports, the nature of spectatorship, and the influence of money on sports. Man. Okay, so this is a moving average one. This is a traffic design. Oh. Oh man. Probably just not in the mood for doing any of these. I'm doing so badly. Oh, and then this is how you make like the different kinds of meats. Okay. Let's try to focus on something. Come on, Lily, you can do this. Let's see. Move X0 to ACC. Pin type mismatch. Do. Move X3 to DAT, move DAT to ACC sub 8. What? Sorry? I think you cut off a little early. Unsullied Jules. So move P0. X2. Move DAT to ACC sub 8. Move ACC to X3? What was I even doing here? Move X0 to ACC. Test if test if the moving average is greater than 50. If it is, okay, so this logic's pretty clear. Okay. Do I think esports can maintain a high popularity? Yeah, I think so. I think you know, football actually isn't doing too well right now. And nobody's really sure why. People are currently blaming the protests right now. But I don't think that, but there's a lot of think pieces where they don't think that's actually the case. It's that they think that, I don't know, actually, I'm not going to quote the think pieces about why they think football's popularity is going down, because I don't believe their arguments, but, I do think that esports can maintain a higher popularity. It's gonna take, I think, as our generation grows older, and I think, like, internet, connectivity and video games become more of a part of our life, I think that the popularity will be maintained, because, like, this is what people grow up with, right? I think it's interesting that people are saying that the generation after millennials, the difference is that, like, this is the generation that has not known a life without computers or YouTube or any of these, like, pretty intensive internet things. And so I think that esports will maintain a high popularity. I'm not really sure what would cause it not to. And I think these internet gaming companies are spending, like, a lot of time to try to make these games more mainstream. And more understandable to the general population. Again, I'd probably have to read that book in order to have, like, a more intelligent answer. I guess one thing that's interesting is that the flavor of games that are like popular to watch is kind of is kind of changing, right? Like, maybe in Korea they're still watching lots of StarCraft, but I certainly haven't heard of any people here really doing StarCraft anymore. Even like frickin' the MIT StarCraft team, I'm not really sure if they're still a thing. So I think that'll be interesting if esports can still survive even though like whatever game is in fashion right now changes quite a bit. Right? You don't hear like, oh, we suddenly made a new football to do things. So let's see. Huh. Huh, that's interesting. -7 causes it to loop around. Oh, I'm gonna need a sleep one in here eventually. Moves P0 to X2. Okay. Move X3 to Dat. Okay, I don't know what that gets you. Okay, so first we're gonna count to 8. Move P0 to X2. Add 1. Test if ACC is equal to 8. If not, jump to loop. Init, I guess, is better. I don't really know what I'm doing here. I'm just kind of guessing right now. Let's see. Maybe move this out one more. And then okay, so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get this moving average working. It would be really nice if I could get one of these goddamn programs to work. I'm gonna have to go into lab after this. It's just kind of like, but what you gonna do? Literally slept in all day. Gross. Okay. Okay, let's see how this goes. So, okay, so I move P0 to X2. Okay, so it's just, oh, I can't. Okay, okay, so this thing is expecting like an X0 value. What if I could? So this thing expecting an average. Oh, right. Scooch. So this thing is expecting an average. So I need something to give that average. What ain't happening with this configuration. Okay, so what if I... Okay, so what if I do this? And then, like, I could do this in order to get those inputs out if I need to. So... Okay. Hmm. Okay. So if ACC is equal to 8, then move 0 to x3. Okay. Oh, okay, so this actually handles... Okay, so this actually should give the moving average right now. Or not the moving average, but it should fill in the values. No, it's... Is it 100? Okay, it's messing up somewhat. Oh, it's because I'm sleeping twice. There we go. Okay. Cool. Let's switch this to a smaller... Oh no, I can't because I need... Well, no. Okay. Let's switch this to a smaller configuration and see what we can do from there. Because I don't actually... Yeah, because I don't actually need to connect this one to anything. Okay, so this chip is solely concerned with x0, and this one is solely concerned with just like putting it in a loop format so that the 8 values are always sort of like what the last 8 values are, except it just didn't do it right. Oh, I need to reset it. Okay. Move 0 to ACC. Okay. Okay, cool. So now I need another chip to do the averaging. So okay. Okay. Let's try that. So, okay. So now I need this one to take the 8 most values. So I'm gonna say, oh, I don't need this jump loop actually. Okay, so now I'm gonna say, so add, okay. Okay, so let's use the bigger chip for this. Just so that I can save a count and I can also save the current value. Let's move this up so I can... Wow. Remember when I was complaining about the wiring was too easy? Yeah, now it's really starting to bite me in the butt, isn't it? Problem is that need to store current address and need ACC space to do. Okay, I can get rid of this note. Now I'll combine these 2 notes. Okay. Okay. Oh, maybe I... Well, we'll see. Yeah, because worst case scenario I can... Oh, well. Like I said, worst case scenario we can do that. Okay. So let's see. So I'm gonna have a loop. And if that is equal to 8, and if it's not, jump to loop. Okay. Oh, if ACC is equal to 8. Okay. So let's see. Oh, is it? Ah, shoot. Okay. T equals if x1 is equal to 8. I watched a let's play of Human Resource Machine, And yeah, I saw that it was mostly like mostly for non-programmers. So I was kind of like, I don't know. I played a little bit of World of Goo as well, and I was not as interested in it as I thought I was going to be. So it's kind of been mostly sitting there unplayed. But yeah, I'm sure that Human Resource Machine gets like a lot more complex. But like from what I watched, I was like, not that interested. I think I'm also not as super interested in puzzle games as like most of my friends are. I think like Shenzhen IO is mostly interesting to me for the plot line. Yeah. Then again, I own TIS 100. And then if I'm gonna say plotline, it's like what plotline? Come to think of it, I'm not sure how I got TIS 100. I don't think I. Oh, now I remember. It was a Steam sale, and it was like so cheap. I mean, the original game's only like $5, and I was like, you know what, screw it. I've heard a lot. This was before Shenzhen IO was released, and I was like, I've heard so much about this like assembly language programming game that I should probably just play it. Yeah, I guess I can't really talk about plot considering I played TIS 100. It was actually kind of funny when I about midway through when I played TIS 100, I started feeling guilty because I was like, why are you spending your time programming a fake assembly language programmer when you could be actually working on your real assembly language programmer that you haven't worked on yet? Oh, that was a little real. All right. So loop is add. What is this? X0. Wait, is that? Okay. Oh. Let's see. Oh shoot, how do I divide in this game? Oh no! How do I divide in this game? Oh, okay, 400. I just changed this to 400 instead. Okay. Oh, okay. So what if I do this? God. So speaking of TIS 100, that was definitely one of the panics. I was like, oh yeah, I can just do this formula. It's just like multiply and divide. And then I remembered like, oh no, you can't multiply and divide. You're in freaking like assembly. Boy. Okay. Because I need to see if the average is 50, and then so like if I just multiply it by 8, it'll be fine. Okay. Okay, see if let's see. So if the accumulator is greater than 400, then I move 100 to P0. Otherwise, and then I'll move 0 to accumulator. Okay. Cool, and this saves some complexity. Alright. Oh, Oh, I need to reset this too. Move... What is this? Move 0 to accumulator and move 0 to x1. Let's see if this does it correctly. Oh, okay. I need to make sure this is 8. Okay, and I need to flip this, so I need to keep the window open if it's less than 400. 401, probably. Woo! It works! Okay, let's switch this to a smaller thing. Oh yeah, just fits. Cool. Shoot. So this goes here, this goes here, this goes not there, here, and to... Oh, shoot. Okay, let's get the base case working before I try to simplify my solution. Okay. Ooh, okay. Oh, come on! Ah, frick. Okay. Oh, no, because it's greater than, so it should actually be 399. It's the other direction. Okay. What? Okay, why is that failing? Okay. Huh. I'm not sure what was wrong. Oh. It's that it was updating at the same time as it was trying to read. So... I don't like the solution, but we'll see. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so the problem is that this is writing at the same time as this is reading, and this one wins. I could... No, that doesn't... I don't like that. What I was thinking is I could use the sensor input and see, like, oh, has this changed? Which I don't like because it could be staying the same. Why doesn't this happen earlier? Isn't there like a NOP? I could just... I don't think this is a solution. I think I'm just sort of delaying the problem. Oh, or it could be the solution. Okay, so I added in a no operation, which just ensures that it's not going to be the same point where it edits. Right, like that's never going to align. Okay, let's see how I did. Really crappy power. How did Tamini get 231? What? Okay, I suck. Okay, let's... And I don't think I can just simply copy and paste this now, can I? Nope. Okay. Whatever. I suck. So, probably, in order to get that solution, Tamini probably didn't even use a, or just had everything on one chip. Like, not even using the, whatchamacallit. The, data memory. Let me see how many... Well, no. 7 to 10. And the storage is 2. So... Looks like just used one chip in the data storage. Not worth. Alright. This is a sliding window algorithm for a sliding window. I do think that's funny. Thanks, boss. Man. Alright, new email. Cleanse your body of harmful nanoparticles from carbon cleanse at healthsolutions.potions. Straight carbon... So I worked in a carbon nanotube lab, and like I just feel like I'm definitely going to get some kind of cancer. I've like breathed in Teflon fumes. I've worked in a nanotube lab. I worked in a biology lab, and I'm just thinking, like, man, I have so many like mutagens, like mutagenic combinations that like. Oh, I microwave Tupperware in the microwave. I'm just like, I'm definitely getting cancer. I don't know. I don't really know what to make of it other than just like poor life choices. Alright, move straight carbon nanotubes and other kinds of nanotoxins the natural way with herbal nanoparticle cleanse. I think this game's set in 2027, so the fact there's nanotubes floating around is not the greatest. Wi-Fi wash. That removes Wi-Fi buildup. Okay. Security nightmare. Asking for a lock that's based off the national ID card. A trivially clonable master key opens any lock. Okay. Sleep cubes. Yeah, Joe definitely got like his butt kicked after getting yelled at, man. Security nightmare. Electronic door lock. Okay, card reader is an X bus input. Learn is an input connected to a button. Unlocks an output. Okay. A door is first unlocked using a special card, 999. User can then reprogram by holding the learn button and scanning the card. Yeah, this is definitely a security nightmare, cause yeah, I agree with what's his face, man. Okay, so if I hold down learn 90195. Okay, the 90915 will unlock it. To unlock the door should be held high for 6 times units. Okay. Okay, so if the learn button is held down... So learn button is held down... Wait, this is really unsecure. Oh, it's inside the room. Okay. I was gonna say, like, man, if it just takes you to hold down the button, then that's really unsecure. Okay. Well, okay. This seems straightforward. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. It seems pretty similar to the last program we did. So I should check if it's equal to this or if it's 999. Okay. So test if P0 is equal to 100, and if it is, okay, if it's not, okay, we should just scan the card regardless. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna copy that loop system that we did. Or no, this loop system. Okay, so we're here. Okay. Oh, it's blocking, so I guess select 0, move x0 to What is this? Wait, actually, I'm kind of curious what this does. To x2. Okay. Oh. Oh, poster fell down. Need to put that back up. 1 second. Okay, so I need to do this 8 times, I guess. So okay, let's see. Loop or 10 times. Hey, what's up, Winstra? Yeah, surprise! I actually was able to stream. Shouldn't you be in bed though? Let's see. So okay, so I'm gonna loop for this for 8 times. Or 10 times. 1, 0, 16, add 1, 10. Yeah. Isn't it like 2 AM over there? Or like 3 AM? Wait, no. I keep forgetting how the time zones work. It should be 4 AM, right? Yeah, 4 or 5 AM. If it's 10, if not, jump to loop. 4:44. Okay. I slept until 2 PM today. I went to bed at 11 PM and got up at 2 PM. I was just like, oh. Because I've been working my butt off trying to make this deadline, which fortunately got moved. But as a side effect, I'm going to lab right after this. So. Okay, so jump to loop. T equals ECC 10. I guess one thing that you missed is apparently we started talking about like dating life and whether like being good at Jeopardy would improve, like whether being on Jeopardy improved my dating life, which like kind of led into a discussion of like whether just being good at something is sufficiently attractive. Yeah. That's okay. That's solid. Yeah. Early bedtime though. Let's see. So, okay, so then we fill this with 10 and then okay. So after you fill this in, then let's see. Then test equal to 0 is greater than 100. And if it is, move, let's say 100 to x1, otherwise move 0 to x1. And then sleep 1, I guess. Okay, so now we have do we really need this? No. The audio's still echoing? What the crap? I definitely turned this, prevented this from... I have no idea what this could be echoing, because I definitely turned off the monitoring off thing, and then I only... Oh, unless the frickin' video preview is... No, the video preview is muted. I have no idea why it's echoing. I thought I fixed this last time. Yeah, I don't... Crud. Every time you think you fixed this and then just bloody incompetent. See these goddamn settings. Jeez. I don't know. Man. Alright, so I have, let's see, 10, okay. I don't think I really need... So I got the card reader in here, and... Okay, so it unlocks an output, so... No, I should keep this because then it tells when I'm done reading the card. Okay. So now I'm gonna have another dude here. Man. Oh, that makes sense. Crud, I don't know. I wanted to say, like, check this value against what the programmed value is. But then we're running into the same problem of I can't read both at once. Let's see. Oh, okay. How about this? Wait, no, that was dumb. I was gonna say, what if I could have in this one whether to write it or not? Crud. Okay, so I have code and it writes it all into this file. Okay, so it writes it all into this file. Right, so I have, and it writes it and it sends a signal once it's done. And it says either to check it or if it says to ignore it. Or like to save it or not. And so I run into the same problem that I don't know what to do with this. Ugh. Crud. Okay. I'm gonna make a note to self as problem equals can't want to compare one key to another, but not enough ports. What do I have in the bag of parts? Oh, I have... What is this thing? It looks like a memory thing. Oh god. I can click in here? But it only takes... What is this thing? I'm gonna play with this in the sandbox a little bit. Concept mail, sandbox. Sandbox. Really need a shortcut to this. Oh man. I'm gonna rename this to WTF is this? Cause I feel like looking this up on whoa, super memory. But it's a ROM. Oh, here's a RAM version. Okay. I mean I feel like looking up what this is on what is this? I feel like looking up the answer online is like no fun. Oh, whoa. Oh, I got a keyboard thing. Oh, it's a password input. Okay, that's cool. I think. Man. Oh man, I forgot how fun the sandbox mode was. Okay, so I got all these things. I've got this 3 LED, I've got the light thing, I've got this buzzer. Okay. Alright, let's figure out what the crap is this. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. It really sucks, man. I was about to say it really sucks that I only have limited inputs to do things in, but like, okay. So let's move 100 to P1. And sleep 1. Wait, hide signals, show wires. What? Well, that didn't do anything. Okay, so this seems to show which path to go to. Huh. Huh. Okay. Well, if I click this... Oh, okay, so it's choosing which path to go down. And then if there's a 1 in here... okay, if there's a 1 in here, then it says choose this column. Okay, let's take some notes about trying to figure out what the crap this is. Okay. If 1, choose path. If white, choose path. Or, I don't need this comment. Choose path. Choose call. So, okay. Yeah, invert, non-invert. Well, okay, I can read that normally. So, because if I move 0 here, then I would expect the bottom path to go up. Right, and then it connects all of these. So, okay, so let's see what happens if I do like this. So then I would expect all of these columns to... Oh, this column didn't go off. Interesting. And then... So then what if I do this? Oh. Oh, and it counts. Oh, it counts how many columns. Bottom dat, bottom 3 rows count columns. Okay. Cool. Well, let's get. Well, it's all P1s, so it's all normal ports. So move P0 to ACC sleep 1. Okay. So it's 100. Okay. So I'll say gen 100 to 0, 1 1. I think that's the... Or gen P1. What's the instructions? It's like 100. Or 5. Let me think. Oh. 5 and then 0. I forgot. Jeez. How did that command go? Pulse generator. What was it? Undocumented instruction. Oh, okay. Oh, oops. So that's why it wasn't doing anything. It's because it was going for 100 steps. Alright, so gen 1 1, or let's do 2 1. Okay. Wait, okay. So and then this one. Okay. So turn the top row on, and then this one. So this one went down. It took all of these up. Got 100? Okay. So 0, turn on the bottom row, turn this one on. I don't really understand this chip. Okay. Generated 1. Got 100. Got 0. Ah, man, I don't understand. What if I click this one? There's some feedback, I think, because the fact that this one points backwards. Some feedback because point backwards. This would be a lot easier if I could figure if I just Google translated it, but I don't think that's very fun. I don't know what. Also, let's see what's up with this. So move 100 to x1. Okay. Sleep 1. Huh, it's not doing anything. Oh, does it take both? Move 50 to x1. Oh, I should sleep 1. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, it's a division thing! Oh, that's cute. Okay. So if I do 2, oh, interesting. It's I think there has to be some order with it. Oh, interesting. How did I get it to work the first time? So I had 150. Let's see, so... Huh. Okay. Maybe it's contingent on a 50 as like the starting command. Yeah, it is. Okay. Huh. That kind of happened by luck. Alright, so... Nop. 2. So I should expect 50 as a result. 100. Yeah, okay. What if I do like 3? Oh, interesting. Okay. Cool. Figured out this component. I'll move this up, and then so I can attach a note. I wonder also if it's the first value it gets or if it has to be the certain side. So like what if I did this? Yeah, it's the first value it gets. Okay. Okay. Division module. No remainders. 50 to activate. First num receive is first. Dividend quotient. Ah, shoot. Divisor is dividend? That doesn't sound right. What's divided? God. Second number. Is divisor. Okay. No remainders. Cool. Okay. Alright, let's try to figure out. I think this is a password module. Do move 1 to x3. Sleep 1. Okay, so that's not. Alright, let's try this. Max 0. Interesting. So I guess they're both outputs. Move x0 to ACC. Negative 999. Okay, so maybe it's the bottom one then. Move x1. Move 100 x1. Okay. No. Thank you. Man, that's embarrassing. I can't remember 5th grade signs. Huh, so I can't click things. Weird. But I could click these switchy things, right? What? Click, click. Okay. Man, thank you, Meower. Oh, I want to see what this fidget cube. Oh man. Ah, boy. Oh boy. Crud. I guess this is about it for this stream. I do feel bad considering that Linstra just got up. But I should go back to work. Or I guess it's not really go back to work if I never went to work in the first place. What even was I doing? Is this game even winnable? If I could... No. Okay, I'm gonna start a new game. I don't know, English makes very little sense. Alright, let's see. Yeah, it feels good to get back in the swing of things. I'm still not really sure what I'm going to do when I go home, because my we don't even have Comcast at home, it's all DSL, so I would like to keep streaming, so we'll see if I can work something out. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, feels good to get back into the swing of things. Also, it's gonna feel great once this paper's submitted. Oh my god. I'm kind of failing one of my classes. Because I've been 100% fully focused on getting this paper out. And, like, I don't know, classes in grad school are definitely not worth it. I don't know. Like, your research becomes more important. Or at least that's what I'm telling myself as I, like, blatantly ignore all of the deadlines that I had. So I haven't been submitting. So once this paper goes out, I'm gonna start submitting to spending full time working on my final project. We had a meeting with the professor, and he was like really upset with how little work we had done. Yeah, I don't really have much to say for myself. Yeah, well, the deadline got moved by a week, so, that's why I slept for 15 hours straight, because I was just so dead. I couldn't even believe, like, looking back on it, I couldn't even believe that I was, you know. Oh, thank you! Yeah, looking back on it, I don't even really know how I was able to just, like, work so intensely and so hard. Like, to give you a little bit of context, I didn't go back home, for, like, I came back home Sunday, which is when I came back from Thanksgiving break, and then I was not home until yesterday. So, it's good to have an extension. Oh, you guys are sweet. Thank you. Hong Jong is here. There's one here. So can I move? No! No! I don't want to move this. Alright, one more game, one more game. I keep telling myself this. But yeah, I think it's crazy, like, what you can push your body to do if you if you really gotta work. Adrenaline is a hell of a drug, so. 9, 8 to 4, 3, 2. 7 to here, and then let's do this, so I can get... Oh, shoot. What is it? That's not the worst. Okay. And then up here. Okay. Let's not screw this up. 6. 8, 8, 7, 6, 6, 5, 4. Okay, I should win this. I always get nervous I'm gonna screw something up in the last minute.